What is going on, everybody? It is Alex coming back at you with another video, and today, you guys know it's Mock Draft Monday, so we are here with a one-round no-trades mock draft. Merry Christmas to everybody. Yes, this is posted the day after, also recorded the day after, so if it is up a little bit late for my regular goers, it's because I want to spend some time with my family in the morning, so I love your guys' patience as always. If you guys are new, would love for you guys to stick around and join the community. We are almost to 6K. And you know what? It's been an awesome month. Best month on record. And it's all thanks to you guys. So let's continue the hype train. Let's continue pushing it into January, into 2023. And if you guys have not already done so, join the Discord because we have over 350 people there. You guys can scroll back to like maybe a week or two ago. I was saying 200, maybe 150. Like, it is insane how many of y'all are joining me there because we do stuff over there that you cannot do here on YouTube, like tape studies looking at all 22. You guys get to talk to me anytime, and it's perfectly free. And you get to talk to so many people who love football. I'm telling you, it's a killer deal. The reason why you guys don't do it, I don't know. And the fact is, we've had a huge boost because it is a great deal. It's free, and it's awesome, and it's fun, and I love talking to you guys. So feel free to come by, hop in, and join, and say hello because I would love to talk to y'all. Let's get right into the video, though. So if you guys are new, because a lot of people don't seem to understand this is all live, so I don't like to pre-record mock drafts. That doesn't seem very fun for me. So let's do it. Let's have some fun. Let's go through it, and you guys get to see my thought process, all that stuff. Number one, still the Texans. That pick is now apparently up for grabs. Even though the Cardinals somehow almost pulled out a W, they, they're still chugging for that number one overall pick. You see Denver being absolutely shellacked by the Rams. Definitely a contender, especially Randy Gregory out for a game because of suspension. The Bears, let's not talk about that. But whoever has the number one overall pick, unless it's the Bears, probably going to look at Bryce Young. Maybe the Seahawks if I were the Seahawks, I would trade down totally. Then maybe you could be at the number 2 spot. You can get an extra second round pick and be able to select a Jalen Carter and then someone else. Regardless, this is not a trade mock draft. We can talk about that tomorrow when I do a 3-round trade mock draft. Yes, it'll be split up into multiple days. It's not going to be like a 12-hour video. That would be the death of me as well as you. But pick number 2 for the Bears. Now, so here's the interesting thing. Their pick is like 56 or something. That's their next pick. And I always go Jalen Carter because the drop-off between him and the next interior, Brand Bryce, nowhere close to 5. He's not even in my top 50. I damn near would say I'd be much more comfortable taking him at 50 than I would at probably like 25. I digress. There's a huge gap between Jalen Carter and the next interior. I think that should be the move. Now, Will Anderson is a super special product. The thing is, when you get interior pressure, that totally destroys a pocket. You can collapse a pocket, but there's a difference when you burst the pocket, right? You see, that's why Aaron Donald's so effective. Chris Jones, like these guys can take over games. Fletcher Cox in his prime. These guys literally rip open the pocket. You can't step up. You have to step out, and that creates opportunities for your edge rushers. You have guys like Travis Gibson there, and you have guys in this draft. So for me, I love Jalen Carter. Also, defensive interior focuses a lot more on the run as well. So you get that nice value there, and Jalen Carter is a unicorn. I'm talking myself back into going Jalen Carter. I was thinking about going another route, but it is what it is. Seahawks at 3. You could be looking for a QB here, but if you're not going Bryce Young, I don't know if any of them are worth it. I'm going to be honest. I'd rather test Geno out. He has his stumbles here and there. So does Josh Allen with his injuries. So does every quarterback. Every quarterback has those bad weeks. I mean, if you wanted to cherry pick Joe Burrow, look at the first week or two. The guy looked like crap. And look at him now. He's a baller. So, again, people go through stumbles. Geno has had an amazing year, especially set for expectation. This should have been the pick of their own this year, and you guys are sitting, I think, at like 15. So be happy, get the best player on the board. Don't shank it on a QB. Just take my word for this. This QB class, not it. If you want to take one at the 15th pick, that's where I say take a pick. Try to throw a Hail Mary, so to speak, in that. Because this quarterback class, super weak, but you have that free pick. At least use this to get the best player available because the quarterbacks aren't even remotely as talented as Will Anderson. Of course, right below my face is my big board. Yes, you guys are going to see some absolutely insane takes there. But you know what? I want to show you guys my genuine opinion. I don't want to be swayed by the views. or by like the overall opinion. And that's why I show you my board as well as the other people's board. And when I do mock drafts, I blend them together because it's a nice curation of all of that to give you a very realistic approach. And yeah, guys like Isaiah McGuire. People think it's a joke. It's not a joke. I absolutely love Isaiah McGuire. I continue to watch him over and over again. If you guys want to continue hating on me for it, come to the Discord and let me show you. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. If you really want to try to crap on him, do it while watching the tape. And I'm more than happy if you have a different opinion on him. I know a lot of people do, but I also know a lot of people who absolutely love this guy. He's a dark horse. He's somebody who's going to pop off at the Senior Bowl, start rising up boards. Been a guy who I've been a huge fan of ever since I watched him. So please, before you start going off about stuff like Isaiah McGuire, just watch the tape, and I'm more than happy to do it with you. So let's continue into this. Pick number 4. This is a tough spot. Again, we're not able to do trades, so remember, this would be a good trade spot. I personally would definitely trade out of this spot. I love Myles Murphy. I think he's a beast, but I also don't think that you necessarily need to spend the number 4 overall pick on him. I also don't think that you're going to be at number 4. I think somehow, some way, the Bears are going to mess up or the Broncos are going to somehow do something crazy, and you guys are going to end up with a top 3 pick. And then you already know you're getting a stud, unless you see Jalen Carter, Will Anderson go 1-2. That would be crazy. I digress. With this pick, Myles Murphy seems to be the most logical option. You could go offensive line in round 2. Offensive line is not even worth this pick. I know you guys need pretty much every position on it. Maybe not left tackle, but I do know that's a position you need to look at. Corner and edge rusher are the positions I would definitely consider here. And I love Joey Porter, but at the same time, I don't know if this team would be ballsy enough to draft one at number 4. I don't know if Joey Porter exactly fits what my ideal corner is for the Cardinals. You see someone like Marco Wilson, totally different style than Joey Porter, who's much more aware of his surroundings rather than really good one-on-one. Joey Porter's a god one-on-one, but his ability to understand the field around him is sublime, and it just feels like a waste of his talent if we do take him here. But Myles Murphy, something that you guys need is some A, help in the run game, but B, consistency. And Myles Murphy brings both of that. He's the best run defending edge defender I've ever seen. Just absolutely insane. He's super technical, so I do love that polish coming out. And he's just an overall really good player. He opens up opportunities for everyone else, and honestly, you just kind of want a hit. And especially if there's a new regime, usually they go the safe route. So I could totally see this being the pick. Although I have to say, corner with Keely Ringo as well as Joey Porter should be at least considered. Pick number 5, this needs to be a QB. Will Levis or CJ Stroud, it doesn't matter which one. It really doesn't matter, guys. I think Will Levis is better. How much, you say? There you go. The difference is what? 4 spots? It's nothing, guys. It's really nothing. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh my God, CJ Stroud 31? You must be a hater of Ohio State. I'm an Ohio State fan. Get over it. I have a different opinion than you. If you don't like that, I respect it. And then again, feel free to come join the Discord. Try to prove me wrong. We watch some tape. I think there's critical flaws in CJ Stroud. I think there's critical flaws in Will Levis. I think the flaws of Will Levis are more correctable than CJ Stroud. I think Will Levis has a lot more translatable tape than CJ Stroud. I think both of them have equally as gorgeous, perfect, high-level throws. So when I weigh those out, one's a little bit better than the other. So the question is, which one would you want? I think CJ just is going to get a little bit more hype than Will. Will's been getting a lot of the media hype, but at the same time, I really could not give a rat's ass which one you go. I'm just going to be straight up. I don't think that you can go wrong here. I heard Will Levis is definitely more of that Colts style of QB, but again, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't. Because either way, you're getting a quarterback who's going to be a starter for you, but maybe won't finish their contract. I think Will has the best chance of being a star quarterback. But again, I'm blending both ideals together. Everything I've seen, because PFF is like, they ride Will Levis real hard, pause. But, you know, CJ, he's definitely known as like, him and Bryce is the 1-2. Will Levis could be the dark horse guy to be the best quarterback in the class. So I'm going to stick with the consensus board. If you want Will Levis, go Will Levis. The next quarterback needy team will take the other one anyways. So pick number 6. Falcons sitting here. I'm down to corner and edge rusher for him. I mean, defensive interior, totally agree that it should be the priority. Brian Bryce, I'm honest. I'm going to be honest here. Going to be honest. And I know that a lot of y'all follow Broshmo. Broshmo really likes him. I think this guy's kind of cheeks. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I think he's inconsistent. I think he has some reps where he just is absolutely ineffective against offensive linemen that he should be dominating. And I also think that overall, just not impressive. Like, you see why people like him, but it doesn't, rubber has not hit the road for me. And the consistent injury issues and the fact that he's debating going back shows that the NFL thinks similarly to me, where this guy is not getting the hype that a lot of other YouTubers are giving him. And I'm not trying to shame any other YouTuber here, but defensive interior is awful value at this spot. So go edge rusher and go corner. And for me, I love the corners in this class, and my God, keeping Keely Ringo in that Georgia Dome, to me, that feels perfect. He doesn't need to be a corner one. He could be an absolute baller as a corner two. I think linebacker, definitely on the board, not at 6. I definitely think that should be considered. I think there's a lot of spots that can be considered for the Falcons, but the value just doesn't add up. So for me, I want to go with that route. Pick number 7 for the Lions. A lot of people are going to clamor for Will Levis. I don't know if he's going to be an upgrade over Goff. Goff is just the worst quarterback to have because he is just too good to be easily replaced, and he's not good enough to carry the guys around him. So let's just fix the defense. Honestly, just enjoy the fact that you can have it's honestly a luxury at this point because of the fact that you don't need to waste picks on QBs. So let's go Joey Porter. You guys know I'm going to be going the Joey Porter route for you guys if he's on the board. If he's on the board at number 4 overall, I am probably taking Joey Porter. This guy's going to be an absolute baller as a boundary lockdown corner. His field awareness, top tier. His run defense, top tier. This guy's going to go head-to-head versus Tank Bigsby and be able to just totally be able to at least not get totally shellacked. He can actually stand up toe-to-toe versus a running back one-on-one, and I love it. Pick number 8. So y'all got to go QB. Y'all do. And you guys played phenomenally. I don't know what is going on there in Carolina. Y'all are playing very well. Very well. And it's not due to Sam Darnold. Your running game has been sublime, and that is because your offensive line is kicking ass. And I love that. As former offensive lineman, don't look like it. I know. It is what it is. Don't comment about it. Played 7 years. The offensive line is one of my favorite things. So when I get to see efficient blocking and open holes for running backs that can take advantage of it, I love every bit of it. That's what this team has. Great weapons, even without CMC, and great blocking. You need a quarterback for that. I certainly think Will Levis has not had the protection nor the amount of weapons that this team has. And I know y'all do not like him, but if you're sitting here at number 8 and cannot trade back, this is the best value. I think corner should be considered. Totally agree with a lot of you guys who've been saying, hey, we should at least consider a corner. Dante Jackson, a lot of injuries. There's just some stuff where you could improve that corner room. Even though on paper, y'all are God tier. But I think right now, probably a new head coach coming in, you're going to want your own guy. Will Levis has a lot of really translatable tape. I watched him versus Georgia in all 22, and I watched him with you guys, especially. The takeaway was unanimous. He's better than CJ Stroud. And we looked at the Georgia game. We wanted to look versus the best defense that he can play against. And not when he plays a turf toe, because I crapped all over him for how awfully he played versus Vanderbilt and Tennessee. And I had no idea the effect of turf toe. This man played through something that people will usually sit out multiple weeks for. If you can't get around that, I mean, yeah, he lost both of those games. So, weigh the odds. I want that as my QB. I do. He's a strong arm. He's a little bit older, sure. But, who cares at this point? You want a quarterback that can at least win. And I want a quarterback that, we win because of him. And his big-time throws can do that. He can lose you the game, but I love the idea that maybe there's a chance that he can actually just continue to win you games because you can't have that option right now. Pick number 9 for the Raiders. I am on board with corner here. I think that's the best value. And I think it's not out of the question to go after a linebacker here because that's usually what the Raiders do. They like to reach. And Trent Simpson would not be a bad option. But I like Christian Gonzalez. I like Cam Smith to this team. I think Brian Branch would be a great option. Brian Branch, he has his issues here and there. but at the same time, he's a really hyper athletic corner with a big upside. I'm going to go after more of a confirmed boundary lockdown specialist with great ball skills and Christian Gonzalez. So we're just going to leave it right there. There's no issue with taking Christian Gonzalez. Pick number 10 for the Eagles, continuing to slide. It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Now, I love the idea of going Brian Branch for this team just as a super versatile guy. But Jared Verse is starting to make so much sense. His value is incredible. I watched him. He still looks like he's recovering from that ankle. He's played through it all season long, apart for the first couple weeks. He's incredible. Those high-level plays, incredible. He keeps his hands active. I love it. Good launch off the line of scrimmage. Love it. So I've kind of toned down on my thought that he might be the best player in the draft. He could be, but I'm not really fully on board with that. And with the way BG's winning like 30% of his reps, don't think they're going to go for the 250 or 265 plus route with Tyree Wilson. I think Jared Verse has a nice gap that's starting to open for him to be a very nice pick for this team. And again, he's good in the run defense as well. That's something I really like about him. He's good in run support, super high ceiling. Josh Sweat, former Florida State guy as well. Corner, Cam Smith makes some sense, but I'm not yet sold on Cam Smith because I haven't watched the all 22 from this year, and I'm not going to make an opinion. I'm not going to rise him up into my top 10 just because of some stuff I've seen on normal game tape, because you guys deserve to have my actual opinions, and I'm going to be honest, that's one that I've not yet solidified. Thank you to the all 22 plug for not supplying that. But pick number 11, I think this could definitely be in the Trenton Simpson department, and I love this idea. You could totally go Tyree Wilson here. I know this edge class is really deep. I think linebacker, I want to draft one next round anyway, and it's been a minute since I've drafted Trent Simpson. To you guys are kind of like, I feel bad for Texans fans because you're pretty much like just excited for the second pick. So I'm going to go this route, and there's just a limited amount of options. You got Trent Simpson, Tyree Wilson, and Quentin Johnston, and your team, your rival, in-division rival, is probably so far away from Quentin Johnston. Not really too worried about him getting him. You could debate whether the Titans could draft him. We'll debate that in a second. But pick number 12 for the Seahawks. So you guys are higher than I expected. A little bit unfortunate. You've drafted Will Anderson so far, and I really wish PFF had the ability to just pop up and show who you've drafted. I know NFL Mock Draft Database has that. Might start using it, but until then, let's continue on. I like defensive interior is such a good move for this team, and I just can't do it. I can't. I'm not going to go tight end here. I think round 2 would be a great spot for a tight end. This is a very sticky spot, and I would have loved Trenton Simpson here. Honestly, if I could turn back time to make this easier on myself, I would just go Quentin Johnston right here and then go Trenton Simpson. That would make it super easy for me. I'm not here to make this easy for me. I'm here to give you guys some good content, and I think you guys deserve that. Anthony Richardson feels like the dude who would be an extremely popular pick at this point. It's kind of obvious that, you might not have the guy, and I would love to just test out Anthony. He's going to have a 70-yard deep bomb, and he's super athletic. If you can't trade back, again, I need to continue rephrasing that. If you can't trade back, you have to take him. You have to. There's just no other position that's available. I know a lot of people are have boners for Breezy, but that's not me. He's number 80 on my board, and I'm still going to take him in this first round. It's just going to be probably around pick 23. So we're going to go Anthony Richardson here. I know y'all don't like it. Well, some of you do. But it's a great project with a guy who, honestly, he jumped CJ Stroud for me. His tools are incredible. It's just you need to build the consistency. And, if you can turn Geno around, don't come at me, Drew Lock truthers. I love Drew Lock. Don't come at me with that. He's not a franchise quarterback. I know y'all love him, but you cannot even get close to Anthony Richardson's talent level with Drew Lock. Pick number 13 is down to Quentin Johnston, Peter Skoronski, and I honestly, offensive line matters so much more than getting an X receiver. Next year, you can get a Emeka Buka. You can end up, if you suck that much, get Marvin Harrison. So just do the right thing and secure your offensive line. This receiving class, relatively deep. It's not good, but it's not really great at the top either. Quentin Johnston's a very good wide receiver, but at the same time, it's like, he's a big body. Like that, he's not supreme. He's not going to be in that Jamar Chase, Marvin Harrison Jr., Justin Jefferson mold, where it's like that guy's going to be a super duper star. He could be a superstar, 100%. But you can't really do that if you have Malik Willis there behind a poor offensive line. At least if you want Malik to work, make sure he has something. Even if Peter Skoronski kicks into the guard, Nate Davis is up for a contract too. Kind of would be pretty beneficial to you. So pick number 14. There's a lot of really good players that Bill Belichick could totally handcraft into his next guy. But you got to admit, the offensive tackle's the easy way to go. Broderick Jones makes too much sense. But to keep it fresh, to keep it new, we'll just change the tackle to Paris Johnson because he has that guard tackle versatility. Similar to how Owenu also had that guard tackle versatility at points. He's just a good athlete. It really doesn't matter because I would take the other guy literally right here. No QBs on the board. I think you go offensive tackle. Apparently, Zach still has a future there in New York. I smell bullshit. But, Robert Saleh is a guy who I have a lot of respect for, so you never know. He might just be speaking the truth. The Steelers, team that would have loved either one of those tackles. You're now sitting here and being like, damn, like Anton Harrison's the best guy available? So I definitely still would consider him at 16. We can't trade out of this pick, though. So we need to find the best player available. Jalen Jones, Cam Smith. Those are the two guys who I think would be great. Jalen Jones is super boring to watch because no one targets him. He just does everything really well. He's a little bit limited athletically. I think he'll test 4.48 to 4.5 flat. Like, I think he's tested at 4.48 as well. So, definitely not somebody who's going to be taking having your eyes pop out at him at the draft. Or at the combine, excuse me. So I definitely feel like Jalen Jones could be that dude who, slips to 16. The Steelers are like, I love him. He's an amazing player. I'm a huge fan of him. He's another guy, just like Joey Porter, processes the field so well. He's really good in press. He's even, apart from when he gets juked out by Jahmyr Gibbs, really good in the run game as well. So I am a big fan of Jalen Jones. I want to show him a little bit more love. He's my number 7 player on my board. So you got to give a little bit of love where a lot of love is due. I'm going to scroll down so you guys get to see a little bit more of my board as well. Pick number 17, this is Tyree Wilson, if I've ever seen it. He is an amazing player, just super raw, great run defender. Rashawn Gary's going to be out half of the year at least next year. This is literally the ideal Packers pick. I know it's not the ideal Packers fan pick, but it just makes too much sense. Too much sense for you guys. Quentin Johnston's starting to slip a little bit. That's just what's going to happen. In this mock draft scenario, of course teams would trade up for him. Of course they would. This team should be one that considers him here at pick number 8. And I want to see who else is on the board because I want to change it up and have something new. Well, I used to do it all the time. And I know wide receiver, boundary receiver is not a huge need. We've already gone corner. So let's see the edge rushers that are left on the board. Of course, my number 2 player is still on the board. I understand that. But at the same time, it's really hard to say that you're just going to end up drafting somebody that probably won't even be remotely near there in the draft at that high. I think edge rusher could be something you target in round 2. I do. I really want to change things up. I want to see how you guys feel. If you're sitting here at 18, Quentin Johnston falls into your lap. You can get an X-level receiver on a cheap contract for 5 years. Now Jared Goff, whoever the hell else is going to be the quarterback there, they get their pick of the litter, or they get pretty much whatever they want in terms of you have Amon-Ra St. Brown. You also now have Quentin Johnston. You have weapons there. Jameson Williams. That is a killer trio. And I love DJ Chark. I do. He's on a 1-year contract. Don't know if he's going to return. He should. And if he does, maybe we go a different route. But don't like Brian Breezy, so I'm not going to screw you with a defensive interior. And I could totally get so many people on board with me by just going that way. But we're going to have a little bit of fun here. Quentin Johnston's going to be the guy. I know. Fix the defense, Alex. I know. The value, not fully there. Want to test out some fun things. So, of course, tell me what you think. But just remember, I'm here trying to see what you guys think about these picks because not all of them are going to be correct. And I respect your guys' opinions as the super fan. Pick number 19. Bijan's continuing to fall, just what happens in a lot of these mock drafts, and that is A-okay. So pick number 19. Wide receiver, I love to get it. Corner, y'all know I just go Cam Smith when I trade down. So if he falls here into my lap at 19, hell yes, I'm going to take him. Pick number 20 for the Buccaneers. Rachaad White's been doing well. It's hard to pass on Bijan Robinson, but I want to have something new, something a little bit more fresh for you guys. And so let's figure out what the hell that could be. I know DB, there's 2 of them that are up for contract, and Brian Branch, especially with a good DC, could be absolutely killer. So let's have a little bit of fun. Let's change it up a little bit. Change the pace of the draft. Brian Branch is going to be the dude. Pick number 21. Jordan Addison's still on the board. Guy's a great talent. Y'all see him where he is on my board too. Number 12. I love him. There's no shade towards Jordan Addison for falling. It just happens. It really does. But this is an awkward spot. I honestly am hard-pressed not to go Bijan Robinson, but I know that guard is something you could address. It's tough not to go Anton Harrison here, though. And some people are talking about Sam Cosmi needing to move onto the inside. Don't think that should be the case. But going another Big 12 offensive tackle who is super solid doesn't seem like a bad idea. So that's where I'm going to go. Pick number 22. Let's go Jordan Addison for this team. You got rid of Kadarius Toney. Jordan Addison's a super weapon. I have never taken him for you guys. I think it's a super fun, super innovative idea. You guys have been clamoring for it. Of course, I love to listen to your guys' feedback because, again, it's good to be able to see why you guys want a pick because maybe that makes more sense than what I'm telling you guys right now. Pick number 23. I always go Brian Bryce for you guys in recent memory. So I want to see if there's anything else that really excites me. Drew Sanders? Oh, man, that's tough. I mean, Bijan is a beast. It's so tough to pass on him for this team. I love Austin Eckler. I love all the running backs you have there, including Spiller. It's so tough to pass on Bijan because of how good he is. And it would be a fun option. Let me know what you guys think of Bijan. I think I'm going to pass on him for this one. Jackson Smith and Jigba could be a nice option for you guys. Michael Mayer, certainly in play. Man, I'm getting cold feet on this pick. I don't know where the hell to go. Ooh, so I think we should go Bijan. Let's have fun. We'll litmus test it. You want to make sure he doesn't fall into the hands of another AFC contender. And right now, he's just too good to pass on. He's a legendary level running back. He's going to go before this. I just don't know how to draft him before this. I just don't. Especially in this loaded of a running back class. Pick number 24 for the Ravens. Another team that probably would have drafted Bijan. Again, a team that really doesn't need much. I'm going to go and get a secure weapon in Jackson Smith and Jigba for Lamar Jackson to be able, well, hopefully if he's there, for him to be able to take advantage of. Pick number 25. I don't know what's going on with the Broncos. Zero clue. But I wish there were a right tackle. I like Darnell Wright, but not this high anymore. I used to like him this high, but there's some reps in there genuinely scaring me. So I'm a little bit lower on all your options. Another place where I would consider trading back. A running back, no. Corner, I mean, DB, I do know that I think Kwan Williams, right? Pretty sure. I know one of your safeties up for a contract. I'm just going to go with a super versatile DB. He can play in the slot as well. You got a hit on this pick. And Antonio Johnson's a superstar, so I do love his impact on this roster. Dallas Cowboys, debating Brian Breezy here for you guys. Another team that could have been interested in Antonio Johnson being a defensive back for you. Clark Phillips, I don't know why I'm starting to get this gut feeling Clark Phillips is going to be a Cowboy. I'm having that gut feeling, that big gut feeling, and he totally fits. If you guys don't see it, let me know. Like, in my mind, it feels like Clark Phillips is going to be a Cowboy. I don't know. Just one of those gut feelings. And, it is what it is. I don't really see many other guys that really intrigue me at this point. Let's go Clark Phillips. I need to give him some respect because he's a really good player. I have him at 43, but I really want to move him up too. So I definitely like that. This is where I'm willing to reach on a tackle like Darnell Wright. I know I said I wouldn't at 25. But that's because his team, I just don't think he's going to solve it. I don't know why. But for this spot, left and right tackle, I think are fair game. I really do. And Darnell Wright can play both at a high enough level. and you're disarming the Chiefs. So I think that matters a little bit more than to a team that should be having the number 3 overall pick. Pick number 28. Might as well go Brian Breezy. Might as well. He's here. I'm not going to fuss about it. It's great value, and I think this is probably where he would go in the draft. Pick number 29. So the Vikings, another team that doesn't really need much. I think corner should be at least considered. Devon Witherspoon would not be awful for this team. And Garrett Williams, I love him. He decided to declare. I think he could be a nice, sneaky option. But we're going to go Devon Witherspoon. He's getting a lot of hype, and I want to show him some respect. I've not done that yet. He's a nice boundary corner. He's a little bit light at 180 pounds, but definitely somebody who's made a lot of plays this year and has been getting a lot of talk. So want to show him the respect he deserves. Pick number 30. So, oh man, Michael Mayer might be falling out of the first. This might be a good spot for Michael Mayer too, as that blocking tight end. Nice pair for Dawson Knox. So safety-wise, Nubbins returned, and I really like JL Skinner. Definitely somebody I want to reconsider in this zone. I don't know why I clicked on linebacker, because y'all definitely didn't vibe with that linebacker idea. Running back, nobody's worth it. I don't think Blake Corum's coming out. He just got knee surgery, and his QB's there for another year. So, I mean, you could go wide receiver here. You could. Jalen Hyatt would be kind of fun on the squad. Let's have some fun here. Let's test it out. Bills fans, let me know what you think of that. Jalen Hyatt. And ending off the draft with the Eagles, I think that getting a corner is a necessity. You got a corner, you got an edge rusher in Jared Verse. Garrett Williams will be there and he'll be there at the start of the year. He just won't test. So maybe he'll be going at this spot of the draft. I think he's a top 15 player if he is fully healthy. And I don't know why he came out, but he got good results then. If he got hey, you're going to be a late second, and he knows damn well that his talent is a first-round pick, he wouldn't have come out. So he's either early second or going to be a late first, and I think that's a good spot to have it. So here's a quick little recap for you guys if you guys wanted to check it out. Thank you guys so much for supporting me as always. See you on the far side. Peace.